For the entrepreneurs, for the dreamers, the doers, those who toil at night and toil in the daytime, those who believe that they were blessed with innate values and innate skills and that they were supposed to impact the world, that they were supposed to give something to this world. For those people who your ancestors, they tickle your soul and they tell you, girl, ain't nobody seeing these greens. It can just be greens, and the way you hook them up, ain't nobody seeing them. You gotta trust that. You gotta trust that small inkling that you get in your soul that tells you there's more than this. There's more that you can do. There's more that you can serve. For Black leaders, for Black technology leaders, I need you to understand this. The reason why we need to lead, the reason why it's important that we do this is because it's already been proven that diverse founders build more diverse teams. And know that diversity of a team is not just Black folks. It's an array of diversity because we're used to living in diverse environments. And the world so fundamentally needs our leadership. It needs people without compassion, without love, without ability to see beyond the status quo, to create new organizations, to create new ways of being. The same way how, and I'm just gonna say, how the white boys get to create culture. We too need to create spaces where new culture is accepted. I want to create a company where it's okay to wear Timbs because we work with construction companies, right? Like, I want to create a company where that's okay, where fade is okay, where earrings is okay, where big hair is okay, right? And that's fundamentally what's part of what being in the urban tech hub is. It's saying we are tasked, our country is becoming more and more increasingly diverse. And we are tasked to what are going to be the companies that leads the future of this company. If America begins to look more and more like New York City, then I'm sorry to break it to you. The monolithic white guys in Silicon Valley is not going to create the culture that New Yorkers want to work in and be a part of every day. And that we as Black people, they need us. You know what I'm saying? And in that service to the larger mission, in that service, we will do so much for our community. See, statistically, when technology is the largest wealth creation vehicle on the planet, people go from ideas to billionaires in 7 to 10 years when it comes to technology vehicles. And it's not just the founders who become billionaires. It's the first 10 employees, first 100 employees, first 1,000 employees who become multimillionaires because they chose to be a part of this organization. When Black people create companies, we make more diverse hiring decisions early on. We hire more women. We hire more people of color. We create companies like the communities that we know that reflect the world in the way that we see it, where it's not monolithic, where you got big hair and short hair and fat and skinny and tall and straight and gay and all that stuff, right? And in that, when you take a company from idea to IPO and you create wealth, you're creating vehicles for people in this country who've been forgotten, people in this country who haven't had access to it. We have a great work to do. In the same way how the civil rights movement, by as a people saying everyone deserves equal protection under the law, that the rights for many people were opened. When we go out and we create enterprise, we're creating value for so many communities. And that's the charge that I take on. That's the charge that I take on. Listen, me and my family, we're going to be good. We're going to make good money. Trust me on that. But we're going to fundamentally shatter and wrestle with the heart of America because our country is changing every day. And it needs leaders like us.